extracting the file from the zip file, we have to navigate to our Android Studio, then click on open. After that, we have to navigate our file or project. I have my project in downloads, then compressed folder. So then you have to select the project folder and then click on OK. After that, you have to click on trust and then click on trust project. In a while, the project will open, and then you have to go to file and then settings, and then you have to navigate to your language and framework section and then go to Flutter section, and then you have to make sure that you have added the Flutter path from these three dots. Click here, navigate to your Flutter file like I have here, and then click on OK, and after that it will show you the version, the current version here, and then click on OK. I have already added my Flutter SDK path, so my Flutter version is showing here. So then you have to click on OK, and then you have to go to the terminal, or you can click here pub-get, or you can just type flutter pub get and then press enter. In a short time, the dependency will automatically added in your system, and then you will be able to run the project. Now we are going to configure other section. So at first we are going to configure our AdMob. So first we have to go to Android manifest.xml file. So from your project you have to go to Android section and then app, then src, then main. Then you will find the Android manifest.xml file, open it. After that, scroll down a little bit and then you will find application ID section. So replace the application ID with your own Android application ad ID. Then we have to change the banner ID and industrial ad ID. So for that we have to go to lib section, then helper section, and from there we have to open unit ID helper. After that, as you can see here, we have the banner IDs for Android and iOS, also the industrial ad ID for Android and iOS. So change those IDs with your own ad ID. After that, we will change the app name. So to change the app name, you have to go to the lib folder and then utils section. After that, we have to open the strings.dart, then replace this name with your own app name. After that, to change the logo, you have to go to the asset section. After that, then you have to change this logo with your own logo. So let's follow the documentation again. After that, now we can change the package name, app launcher name and icon. So let's go to the pubspec.yaml file and execute those commands here. So to change the app name, we have to run some commands from terminal. So now let's change the app name. So you have to uncomment these three lines. After that, you have to run the command from the documentation. So first copy the first command from here and then run in the terminal, and then copy the second command and also run the second command in the terminal. So please make sure that you have changed the name here with your own app name. Then let's go to the documentation, and here have the command to change the launcher icon. To change the launcher icon, you have to go to your pubspec.yaml file and make sure that these lines are uncommented. After that, we have to save the pubspec.yaml file, and then please make sure that you have added the logo in your logo section with the name of app launcher.png. Please make sure that the indentation is correct. As you can see here, paste the command here and then press enter. If it gives you an error, please try again with the same command, but this time add colon and then add main here and then press enter again. So now that it's saying that we have to run flutter pubget again and then press enter and then run the same command again and also add colon and main after the command and then press enter. Now as you can see, you have successfully changed your launcher icon, and then to change the package name you just need to copy this command from the documentation and then go to the terminal again, clear to see the output clearly, and then please make sure that this line is uncommented. First run flutter pubget and then change the package name with your own package name. So I'm just changing the package name as an example and then press enter, and your package name will be changed. You have to remember that you have to connect your project with Firebase. So to connect your project with the Firebase, at first you have to have an Firebase account. So let's navigate to the documentation and click on Windows section. After that, as we can see, to configure our project with Firebase, we have to install Node.js because we need to have the Flutter CLI to configure our project easily, and we have to navigate here, install on Windows, because we are going to use Firebase CLI to configure our project, but Firebase CLI requires Node.js to be installed. So at first we have to click on here. After that, website will open from Node.js, and then we have to click here because we are going to install the 64-bit version here, and then click here. After that, it will ask you to download the file. Just download the file, and then from here or from the directory, as we can see, if we go back and then go to the program folder, we will have our Node.js here. So both are same. So let's open Node.js and follow the instruction from the documentation. As we can see from the documentation, we have a step-by-step process, so I will follow the process in the video. So let's click on next and then accept the license and then click on next. We don't need to change anything, just click on next and then click next and then click next. After that, just click on install and give the permission if it asks from you, and then in a while the Node.js will be installed in your system. Just wait a little bit. After that, click on finish and let's follow the documentation. As we can see, to check that Node.js installed or not, we can use this command from the documentation. So press on window key and then type cmd, that means the command prompt, and then type node -- version and then press enter. And after that, as you can see, the Node.js shown that we have the Node.js version 18.14.0. so that's all we need. So now navigate to the documentation and follow the instructions. And now from the documentation, we are going to copy this command and then go to the start menu, and then we have to find the Node.js. So as we can see the Node.js here, and then command on Node.js command prompt. After that, just paste your command or just type and then press enter. I believe in a few moments you will have Firebase CLI installed in your device. So let's wait a little bit. So as we can see that the Firebase CLI is added in our system. So let's navigate to the documentation and follow it. At first we have to navigate to the Firebase console and follow the instruction in the documentation. So let's go to Firebase, click on go to console, but before go you have to select your Google account and then click to go to console. So from here you have to click on add project, then provide your project name. My project name will be testbot, and then we have to click on continue. I don't want the Google Analytics for my project, so I'm gonna click off here and then just click create project. So it will take some time, maybe a moment, so please wait. After that you have to click on continue and your project will be open automatically. So from our project we have to click here, select Flutter and then follow the instructions here. So at first we have to use Firebase login to connect our CLI with Firebase. So now we have to navigate to the terminal section and then we have to type the command here. So as you can see that the command is not working here because this is not the environment. So we have to go to our Node.js command prompt that we have opened from the start menu, and now we have to navigate to our project folder. So to do that we can copy the path from here. Before the greater than sign, press Ctrl C and then type cd and then paste the path that you copied from the project terminal and then press enter. After that you are inside the project. So from this window we are going to run Firebase login. Press enter. It's asking that, so now it's asking for your permission. Just press Y and then press enter, and you have to choose the account where your project is. So my project is from this account, so I'm going to select this one and then click on allow. After that you have successfully logged in the Firebase CLI. Let's go back to the Firebase CLI and now do the rest of the command. So now we have to go to the documentation and let's follow. So as you can see we have already followed the documentation and successfully created our project, and then we have to click here to connect the Flutter projects with the Firebase. So I will follow the rest of the documentation and I will show you. And then we have to because we have already created our projects or opened our projects, so we don't need this command, and then click on next. Then let's type the command from the Firebase and then press enter. So as you can see that it's asking you to install Git because it's working depending on the Git. So let's go to Google and download the Git in your system. Then choose your operating system and then download, because I'm using Windows 10 64-bit. After that, click on Start Download. Then navigate to the file where you have, and then just install Git in your system. Just follow my instruction. So now that Git is already installed in our system, we can move to the next command. So just execute the same command again. As we can see, our environment is ready, but it's saying that the path is not set. So just copy this path and then right click on this PC and then go to Advanced System Settings and then click on Environment Variables and then click on Path and then Edit and then click on New and then paste the path here and then click on OK and OK and then OK again. So now we have to take the second command from Firebase. So take the second command from the Firebase and type here or just paste here and then press enter. So it's saying that the Flutter file is not recognized. So let's close the command prompt and try again, because we just set the path in the system. After that, we need to run the both command again. So let's copy the command here. Let's copy the command from here and then run again. And it's saying that it's already activated, and then let's run the second command. So we have to change our path of the directory. So copy the path from here and then cd to that folder and then run the command again. So it's saying that fetching the available Firebase project. You can move your arrow to select the projects that you want to add and then press enter. It will take some time. It's saying that there is already configuration in our system, so you have to overwrite it with your own system, own configuration. So we have to press Y and then Y again and then Y again. So that's all. Your project is added with the Firebase. So let's go to the Firebase and check. So close here. As we can see, we don't have any projects here yet. So let's refresh and see. So as we can see, we have two apps here in our system. Let's go to project setting and observe the situation. As we can see, the projects for Android and iOS is added here, and let's go to our project and do the other configurations. Then you have to go to the Firebase to set up a small database for your app. So at first we have to go to our Firebase console, and then we have to create a simple database. We have to go to the Firebase, and then from the left side we have to click here. Here we have Firebase database. Click on here, then click on create database. Then you can choose whether you want to create your database for production mode or test mode. We are going to create the database for production mode, so just click on next. Then you can select the cloud Firestore location. We are just going with the default, but you can choose anyone from here. And then we have to click on enable. It will take a little bit time. So now your Firebase database is ready. Now we are going to make some tables. The documentation told us to create a collection with the name of credentials. So copy the name from here and then go to the Firebase. Then we have to click on start collection and provide the collection name. The collection name should be the same. Then click on next. Then we have to add some required field here, so let's follow the documentation. And then as we can see, we have some fields that we need to add. So to do that, we have to follow the same as in the documentation. So let's type, then add the fields with the same name. Please be careful while you create those fields, because if the fields do not match with the documentation, it will not work. So please be careful. Then you have to click on save. So after that you will have those IDs, and after that you can provide your own ChatGPT API key and other keys. So just click on these edit field icon and then provide your values here, and then click on update. It will update automatically. After creating the Firebase database or Cloud Firestore, you have to go to the rules section and you have to change the rules from false to true. And then you have to click on publish. By doing that, you will have the permission to write on the database. And then let's follow the documentation. After that, to enable Stripe gateway, we have to go to the config file. So let's navigate to the lib folder, and then from the lib folder we have to go to utils folder. From the utils folder we have config file. So from the config file, as you can see, we have Stripe URL here and then the Stripe gateway key. So the Stripe gateway key is now commented. So if you want to enable, you just have to uncomment it and then change the Stripe secret key with your own Stripe secret key. And then if you want your app workable with Google sign-in, you have to add SH1 and SH256 fingerprints. So to do that, you have to go to your project, and then from the project folder you have to go to the Android folder and then type this command and then press enter. But if you do not have the Java installed in your system, you will have this error. So to solve that, we will go to download the Java. So from the documentation you will have the option to download Java Development Kit or Java JDK. So click on here. After clicking on here, you can download the Java or JDK 11 from here. Navigate to the Windows section and then download the 64-bit installer file. So To do that, you will also have to make an account on oracle.com. So please make sure that you have signed up already and then sign in with your account. After that, download the JDK from here, and then we will go to our download section and find our JDK. So here I have already downloaded the file, and now I will install JDK. Just follow the instruction in the video. So click on next, next, and the installation process will begin. Your installation is successful. Just click on close. So after that, please make sure that you have Java. Open your start menu, then type cmd, press enter, then type java -- version. If you successfully installed your Java, you will have an output like this. So let's go back to the project and do the other configurations. After successfully installing the Java on your system, you have to set the path variable of the Java. So you have to go to your C drive or your local disk, then Java, then JDK11 folder, and then bin, and copy the address of this folder, and then you have to go to your environment variable settings, and then from the environment variable settings you have to go to the path and then click on edit. After that, you will have a window like this. Then you have to add the path here. As you can see, I have already added, so click on new and then paste your address here and then click on OK. So after that, then you have to run the application at least once, because there are many settings and files that need to be installed in the system or in the project. So run the application at least once. Then you have to go to your project's terminal and then copy the path from here, and then you have to open the command prompt and then do the cd command. That means change the directory to the folder where your project is, and then you have to go to the Android folder. After that, you have to run this command. If you do the other configurations that I did in the video, then this command will work. After that, you will have an output like this. Then you have to copy sh1 key from here. Then you have to go to your project setting from the Firebase console, and then you have to scroll down a little bit, select your Android app, and then click on add fingerprints. After that, you have to paste the sh1 key and then click on save. Then go to your command prompt again and then copy the sha256 keys from here. After copying the key, then click on add fingerprints again and then paste your keys here and then click on save. If you did everything correctly, then your application will work. And then go to your applications and then go to your projects and run your application, and your application will work correctly. thank you everyone for watching the AdBot configuration video from AppDevs.